Hi, in this video we're going to show the CRM Tasks functionality in EMax. So in the My Items we have the To Do and the Activities. Now both of these are actually the same thing. A task is actually an activity, it just hasn't been ticked as complete. Okay, so if I go ahead and add a new To Do, this effectively is a task screen. Um, now what we have here is the activity required. These are the common pieces of functionality that are currently programmed in. We can add more of these in the future, but these are basically saying that I have a task where I need to make an appointment, I have a task where I need to send somebody an email, or I need to send somebody a letter, or I need to make a phone call, and the ones down the bottom, I need to send somebody a quote or a request for quote. And the bottom one, task, is just basically undetermined, so by us anyway. It's just a straightforward task where there's something that you need to do, which is none of the ones above. Yeah. So if I was to say that I need to send somebody an email, uh, that's the activity required. The reason for putting that in there is that you can actually hit this perform activity button and it will actually create the email at that point in time and fill in the information that you've got in here. So it saves you effectively having to double up the records. So you have one record which is the task of what you've got to do, saying I need to send somebody an email, and then you end up with another record which is the email that you actually sent to that person. What this does is it actually converts the task into the email, so you only have one record of when you were supposed to do it and what you actually did. So there's no requirement to link two records together, it's just the one record. The activity contact is in effect who that email is to. Yeah. So this is the contact that we're going to send an email to. So I'm just going to choose Emilio because I know how the email address I have put on the Emilio contact here actually is actually my. I've got two email addresses going on here. The person I'm logged in as is one email address, and then I've got this email address. The reason I've done that is just so that you can see an email going from one account and arriving at the other one. So we'll just say send. Just able to send some information. Somebody we met asked us to send an email to them on with some information, so I'll just leave it at that. There's all sorts of information you could fill in here. The category, it just allows you to categorize your emails. You may want to put this into a category of sales emails. It could be that you were at a trade show and you want to categorize this as all the communications that have come from that particular trade show. Now, the category is on every activity, so it's on appointments, it's on phone calls, it's on emails, so you can actually categorize everything. Transaction, these are the sales orders, works orders, invoices, purchase orders, absolutely every transaction within the system. You can link any activity to any particular transaction, and in fact you can actually link it to not just the transaction, but you can link it to a particular item within a transaction or a particular quantity within a transaction. So that gives you the flexibility to basically break it down as far as you want to go. If it's only the sales order header that somebody wants to talk to you about and they don't know exactly which line item we're talking about, you just put in the transaction header number. So it would be sales order 1 you would type in there, or if it's a works order, the same thing, or delivery. Start date, it's actually a start date and time, so you can put in there when you want that to start, and the end date. Status is entirely, you can make up your own statuses for all your activities, as to say whether you've looked at it, so on and so on. Priority just allows you to basically order them in a priority that you want to do them in. Okay. All activities within the system have the ability to put attachments in. These are actually added automatically if you receive an email that somebody sends you with an attachment. when you send it to the system from Outlook, your attachments appear in here. Other contacts. There is a scenario whereby, for example, if you're sending an email and you CC a whole bunch of people, well, the CCs would actually appear in here. So although this email is to that person, and this drop down only allows you to have one main person, one main activity contact in there, it can be related to other people as well. So other contacts allows you to record those other people. A lot of the time that's happening automatically if it comes in from Outlook, or if you're sending an email out from Outlook, then like I said, the CC will go in there. Okay. Now, if I save that, that to do is now on my to-do list. One of the things to note is the fact that these actually go these also appear in your Outlook. Any tasks or activities that appear in this to do will also be in here, as you can see it there. And it attaches that at the end there, just telling you what type of task it is and who it's for. Okay. So obviously if you've got your phone synchronized with your Outlook, so if you're running Exchange, which I am here, and this one's cloud based, that will appear on my iPhone almost instantly. So no need for synchronization routines or anything like that with phones. We just work with Outlook, and then the rest of it is taken care for us. Okay. The reason for specifying that task was of type email, which is there, that's the activity required, yeah, was so that we can use this button here. Also, as I think I've said before, to enable it to convert that task into an email rather than ending up with two records, one for the task to send an email and then one for the actual email that goes out. It's much cleaner to have one record on the system. So if I go ahead and choose perform the activity, you see what it does is it opens up now that's just a problem with my Outlook, because I'm using two accounts that belong to me. It gets a bit annoyed about sending emails between the two. Okay, so as you can see there, we'll give them the importance of having a capital letter. If I send that, now if I refresh that list, you'll see that disappeared, because it's no longer a to-do. It should be a case of it's now gone out my active to-do list in Outlook. There's that email coming into my other email account, and the CRM system will have pulled back the information that we typed into the body of that email, and you'll see it's been saved. That should be here. It's been saved inside the CRM system. The reason for that is there's a number of reasons, so that everybody can see it. Because in your Outlook, we know it's in your sent items in Outlook, but you're the only person who can actually access that. So that's why it pulls that information back into CRM. Also allows you to clean up your Outlook, keep it tidy, but still maintain a record of all this information. So you can delete records out of the system in Outlook, and they're still in the CRM. Okay. Now you so that kind of concludes how tasks work. The only thing that you may want to be aware of is that there is this previous task, so you can have like a chain of tasks. So from this one, you know, you you get a phone call, based on the information that you sent. You can do a follow-up incoming call, for example. and here you can see is a phone call coming in from Emilio to myself, and then you can start typing what they like, what they're saying. Sorry. Um, and you can see the previous task is on here. This green box shows you the body from the previous task, so that's the subject, that's the body, just so that you don't have to. What you can do is you can double click on this, and that will obviously open up the previous task, but most of the time all you want to see is what the previous task actually said, so we just have a box there that shows you the details of the previous task to allow you to carry on in this one. So I'll save that, and you'll see that gets completed because an incoming phone call, when you press save, it is effectively a completed task. Okay.